So yeah, there we go. There was Portal 2. So the ending song is nice, but it does not match up to Still Alive. I'm sorry. That, I think, is a much... I guess it's more of a pop song, Still Alive. I mean, I know it's a meme song, right? But, yeah. Considering how much else this has been improved on from the first game, the song's not as good. The song is different on PC. I did not know that. I guess... I wonder why they did that. The song's different on Nintendo Switch than PC. Maybe there's a licensing issue, I don't know. But yeah, so, my thoughts on this game. It is a massive improvement on the original Portal. And obviously, it's not fair in some cases because Portal 2 wouldn't exist without Portal 1. But this has just... it improves on everything. It adds things that feel thematic to the game itself. It adds actual backstory and background lore to the setting and why Portal works the way it does. I'd said it at the start of playing this one that I found out that Portal 1 started off as a student project and it feels like it. This feels like a game with a lot of budget behind it, with actual, like, a team of developers that are experienced in creating puzzles and working with the physics. And obviously, again, it's not necessarily fair, because if Portal 1 started off as a student project, that's an amazing student project to start off as, right? And they've just sort of fleshed it out into kind of its own game. But yeah, this is so much better. It's such a big improvement. And yeah, you can actually tell they had more of a budget, because they have Stephen Merchant and J.K. Simmons in it. I'm really surprised they got J.K. Simmons to be a voice. I mean, I know J.K. Simmons has done voice acting quite a bit, actually, but he's still quite a well-known actor, you know? You said about Ellen McLean's a voice actress and Nolan North is a voice actor. Stephen Wheatley, I suppose he's fairly well-known through, like, Ricky Gervais and a few American movies he's been in, because he's probably lived in America for a bit. But he's not quite on the same level as J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson. So yeah, the music fits. I said about the ending song's not as good as Still Alive, but other than that, it's better overall. The puzzles were better, the introduction of the different gels, the bouncy gel, the propulsion gel, the portal gel. Yeah, the explanation how lunar rocks work to make portals conduct onto the surfaces. I will say, this game and the previous game, Portal 1, did a very good job of making me feel very sort of anxious on the final boss, and I think it's largely because of the time limit. Like, I know that in order to have some kind of tension in a boss fight, you can't just be like, oh, alright, we'll just do this with no time limit whatsoever, otherwise there's no way to fail, really. I mean, I suppose with the bombs you could end up blowing yourself up, right? But adding the tension of the time limit. I don't like time limits in games, I really don't. So yeah, it is good way to sort of raise the stakes. So yeah, you could probably tell as I was playing that I was getting a bit frustrated, but mainly because of the oh my god, I'm running out of time situation here. And yeah, so it's a puzzle game with boss fights, and the boss fights fit, you know, which is nice. There's more lore in the Portal 2 book. Well, I imagine there's actually also more stuff in the extras, like, so Atlas and Peabody, they are the co-op mode, right? This game provides an in-universe explanation for why these two exist. It's like, GLaDOS doesn't need Chell anymore. GLaDOS can use Atlas and Peabody. They can do the tests, and they're robots, so there's no sort of, I don't know, guilt or issues with the testing. But yeah, you can probably go through all these, like, little videos and get a bit of extra stuff. And then there's also the achievements, so you can see, like, yeah, you got the light bridge test, the repulsion gel, propulsion gel. That just happened, and we're in space. So what did we miss out on? Break the rules in test chamber 7, pit boss. So yeah, there's definitely different ways of doing the puzzles themselves. Oh yeah, this one would have been the different doors that Cave Johnson left a recording on. Portrait of a lady? Yeah, I didn't read that. Refused to solve the first test. Yeah. And I know, so I said it before about Usually I let voice actors finish what they are saying, but here it felt appropriate to interrupt Wheatley as he was talking because, well, if you were in that situation, you probably wouldn't want to stay still because they have complete control over the facility and they can squash you at any time. And yeah, the more extra stuff will come through developer commentary, things like that. It says you can't save progress, which is a bit weird, but I suppose that's to stop like weird behavior in the normal save files. And then there's of course challenge modes. So yeah, you get all of the different yeah, finale 2, 3, 4, the part where he kills you. Yeah, cool. Alright, well, that is my wrap-up of Portal 2 and my kind of review, now that we've hit the end credits. Very good game. I understand... I was going to say this, actually. Portal 1 is a meme game, as in the cake is a lie, and it lays the foundation for Portal 2, and Portal 2 is more of an actual game. It's not just a meme game. Like, there's the whole space thing, and the GLaDOS personality is dialed up to 11, but otherwise it is just overall a well-made, put-together game. Which is why it's kind of interesting they'd never made a Portal 3 or anything of that nature. I don't know whether it's because they don't feel like they can improve upon it, or they haven't had any good ideas of what to add to it to make it worth making a Portal 3, because obviously they've made side games like Bridge Constructor and is Portal 2 still alive, a Portal 2 spin-off, or is it Portal 1 still a spin-off? I'm not sure, but either way, it's not like they are averse to making things in the Portal universe. But yeah, they just never made a Portal 3, which is interesting, because this game's almost 15 years old. So, and let's see, what else? No, I think it's kind of wraps it up. It's a good game. Not too long. We beat it in probably about 10 hours, actually, compared to the first one, which was 3. But of course, there is the challenge mode, there's the extras, I would imagine playing the game in co-op is an entirely different experience, because co-op maps can't necessarily be solved in the same way as single-player maps. Unless they split the portals up. Like, Atlas does blue, Peabody does orange, I guess. I suppose you could do it like that. I don't know. Portal 3 soon. Valve doesn't know how to count to 3. Yeah. Well, there's just, you know, just one of those things. I'm going to have a quick look. Yeah, 51 achievements, and I only got 17 for playing the game normally, let's say. Complete all the test chambers in co-op. Don't lose a cube. Okay, yeah. So there's a lot more stuff here. After completing co-op, complete the calibration course with a friend who hasn't played before. How on earth are you supposed to do that? That's almost like... It's like the Go Outside achievement for Stanley Parable. He's a friend who hasn't played before, like, at all? That's weird. Taunt GLaDOS in front of a camera in each of the 5 co-op courses. So yes, it has to be different compared to the single player. So yeah. There is a song about that called Count to 3 that also has Ellen McLean singing as GLaDOS, and still no Half-Life 3. Yeah, wow. I'm sure they will revisit it at a time that feels appropriate, but at a certain point it's like, well, it's been too long now. The people that made it originally are no longer working on games, so they're not going to, but... you beat it on co-op. Yes, well, congratulations. I'm sure it's not the easiest of games to do, depending on how cooperative your partner is. But yeah, I think me and Pimmsy have started playing co-op Portal 2 on PC, but we never actually, like, completed a level, you know? We just started it up as a fun thing and never did anything with it, but yeah, there we go.